just three of us tonight. So why don't we just go ahead and get started? Welcome everybody to season 2, episode 14 of Hexproof from Word. We're going to be your fearless leaders for tonight. Josh is not with us. It's Memorial Day weekend, and it's Monday, and so it's Memorial Day today, right? So he's got stuff going on, which is normal, totally fine. Um, so today we're going to go ahead and cover some events that went on in our backyard this weekend. The updates to the Cats are the best super drop. Then we'll get into the deck build and then we'll wrap it up. What's everybody been up to? How's everybody been?
Pretty good.
Fantastic.
I've grilled out again today, just briefly.
Nice.
Steak and twice baked potatoes. My brother
Nice.
caught his grill on fire. I have a crazy picture I could show you guys.
That's cool. Send it to me and I'll put it in the
Yeah.
podcast. It'll be sweet. Yeah.
I smoked everything basically yesterday. We did everything yesterday and kind of just relaxed today.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I we had a double birthday today. So
Ooh. Oh
Victoria's Uncle
yeah.
Jason turned 50 and then
Oh, never mind.
Roscoe turned 2. So double birthday today. Um then this weekend was kind of busy. So we had some events happen in our backyard this past weekend. So it's Monday the 25th, like I said. So on Saturday, we had a Saturday night main event in Fort Wayne. So it's one of those things that WWE brought back. It used to be on all the time, every once in a while. And now they're kind of bringing them back every once in a while. This time it was up in Fort Wayne. Um, so we'll kind of go over the matches, things like that. I haven't been able to watch it, so but I heard it was a decent show. McKinley was at the show, so he said it was pretty good. And shout out to McKinley and Papa McKinley. So the World Tag Team Championship, we had the Vision, which is Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Still weird saying Logan Paul's in the WWE.
Hmm.
Defeated the Street Profits. So that's Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford. Um, it's kind of a bummer. You always want to see Logan Paul is a good heel. You always want to see him lose. So it's a bummer that the Profits couldn't bring out the W. But as always, the Vision cheated. So it is what it is.
Hmm.
Women's Tag Team Championship, you had Paige and Brie Bella. They defeated the Irresistible Forces, which is Lash Legend and Nia Jax. Kind of, it's another one of those things. It's weird that Paige came in and just kind of won a championship right away, and now they've kept the championship. So, and then you
Hmm.
had for the Intercontinental Championship, you had Mexico against Canada, which is pretty cool in my opinion. You had Penta versus Ethan Page. Penta won; he retained his title. So 3 for 3 on retention. Sol Ruka beat Becky Lynch, but I don't believe that was for a belt. So I mean, it's cool. So Ruka has that Soul Snatcher. It's an awesome move. Becky Lynch is working on her heel stuff. I don't know if I like her as a heel. The character's kind of weird, but it is what it is. And then you had Jade Cargill, Mission, and B-Fab. They defeated Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. Uh, so kind of a 3-on-3 match. Always fun seeing all those people get together. It's kind of crazy seeing Rhea and Charlotte and Alexa lose to that team that kind of just popped up, but it is what it is. Um, we also the bigger thing that happened in Indiana happens every year, and this year it got to be the entire race and didn't get rained out, and the weather wasn't too crazy. We had one red flag for weather, and then one red flag for a wreck that happened right in front of us. Um, so they had to kind of stop the race for a little bit. But Felix Rosenquist came out and won the closest ever finish of the Indy 500.
It was great.
Um, it was crazy. It was the biggest crowd in Indy 500 history. It was another sellout, so it wasn't
Wow.
blacked out in the state. If you didn't know, usually if it doesn't sell out or there's a couple of seats open, they don't show it in Indiana. So you have to listen to it on the radio and then watch a late broadcast of the race because they want to get everybody in there. Yeah, Keith.
I saw someone posted online like an interesting fact about the 500, and
Yeah,
it's like however many people are there, what 30,000 or like 300,000, I don't know, whatever
it's a
amount.
lot.
But that amount of people there in the stadium and around it causes like the water pressure to rise and like seep through the cracks and like the track.
Hmm. Yeah.
'Cause there's so
Uh,
many people
it's
there.
pretty crazy. So, according to the Indy Star, the 110th Indy 500 saw around 350,000 people at the
Yeah, that's
Speedway.
crazy.
That's a lot. And if people don't know, like the track is 2.5 miles long. The track at your high school or any kind of event that you go and see, that's just a quarter of a mile. So, 2.5 miles, it covers like some 450 acres or something crazy like that. Like it's a lot. It's huge. It's awesome. It's one of those things that's super cool to be able to say it's in your backyard and go to when you get a chance. Um, so there's that. And then also, not only was the Indy 500 the biggest race in history, I competed in the Biñho tournament in
Mhm.
Indy, the regional championship. It was a qualifying match for the World Championship that's going to be in New York for the World Cup. And we had the most players in a Biñho tournament in Biñho history. So, 88 players, which is pretty crazy. Usually they cap it at 64. So they had 88. They had players all the way from like California, um, New York, Texas, just everywhere show up for this one. There was even a guy who won the weekend before. He won the Atlanta championship, and he's from Indy. He's like just down the street from where it took place at. And it was a lot of fun. It was super cool. I can't wait to do another one. They're in Salt Lake City this upcoming weekend. So a
Dang.
lot of cool times, and it was kind of sweet. The championship actually ended up being two brothers against each other. Um, and it's just nuts. Out of 88 players, two brothers made it to the very end and faced each other at the very
Um,
end. Um,
they've been
it was
grinding.
yeah, it was crazy. They're both part of a team. So that team showed up really well this weekend. So with that, I say we get on over to uh, talk about the super drop. So I can actually pull that up
Boom, boom,
here.
boom.
Let me pull that up.
I had to look up what Biñho was.
Yeah, it's if you don't know, Biñho is finger soccer. So it's a lot of fun. Um, it's been around for a little while, not super long. Um, but yeah, I love to play it. Found out that they had a tournament in Indianapolis, and they have one every year around the 500. So it was a lot of fun to be able to again kind of just go to the backyard and be able to play. Um,
And flick some bean.
flick some
Bag.
flick some Beano. Yeah. So let me get us gonna kind of scroll down a little bit and get to where we can share this screen and talk about some kitties.
While that's happening, I did start my new job.
Oh, how's that going?
Yay.
Did my class last week, so I'll be at the plant starting tomorrow.
That's awesome. How are you liking it so far?
Well, I won't have any like really major things until
Who
they put me in
loves
a
it?
truck and actually deliver concrete.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
All right. So can everybody see what's on my screen?
Yep.
yes, sir.
All right. Perfect. So I know we kind of talked about the Garfield super drops last week. During the week this week, we had a couple more drops happen. So we got Per Majesty, which is all art by Vanessa Stockard. So we've got Court of Grace, Reverent Mantra, Windborn Muse, Cream Marchesa, and Ruinous Ultimatum. So some fun cards here, kind of all around the Queen. It's a different kind of art style. So what do you guys think about these cards here?
I think it's sick. So she paints all these and they look really good. And they're modeled after her cat, which has a name that I forgot. But they're all
Kitty.
super cute.
The cat's name is Kitty. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
I probably wouldn't get this, but I do appreciate it because the art's really good.
Yeah. Um, yeah. It's I like the Ruinous Ultimatum where we're knocking over the glass because that's very on brand for kitties. And
And
then
it
I
looks
like
angry.
how the two little toys are in multiple photos here.
Mhm.
So it's pretty cool. And then I bet the one toy with the crown on it is the one that's on top of the cupcake. So
Yeah.
super fun.
Go look up Vanessa Stockard.
Yeah.
It's cool art.
So that's a fun one. And then we've got Witches Familiar. So we've got some witches in here playing with ghost cats. We've got Sheltered by Ghosts, Spirit of the Hearth, Witch Enchanter, which flips over and is Witch's Blessed Meadow. Nice little Wayfarer's Bauble and a Bosiju who shelters all. So another fun one
Yeah. In
by
MagicCon,
Sims Art. Go ahead.
yeah, in MagicCon they had like the little kitty sanctuary and it was decorated in the art of this card. But this one wasn't announced yet and they hadn't teased this until like super recently.
Yeah.
These are really cool though.
They didn't have,
It's
I thought they had the Sheltered by Ghosts big, like one of the big cards for Sheltered by Ghosts,
maybe
maybe.
they did that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like makes me think of like
Yes. Yep.
lo-fi kitty beats to listen to and play Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
I imagine we'll have more cards dropping soon for it.
Yeah, they must be doing like one or two a week because we're still missing Felix the cat, like we talked about
Yes.
last week. Things
Yeah.
like that. So there's gonna be at least one more coming, I'd imagine, unless they, you know, we're just kidding. We're not actually doing that one.
Yeah, we're
But
just kidding. Yeah.
yeah, we're just kidding you. Uh,
And then all the Garfield ones.
yeah, all the Garfield ones that we talked about last week, and uh, yeah, we missed you last week, Sam. But sometimes you have your dance recital that you have to do, and
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still waiting for that video to come in. So let me know when you've got that, and we'll post that for people to check out.
Ah, yes, to break all the screens, whoever watches this.
No, no. All right. So with that, is there anything else we forgot? Oh, I do want to talk about. I forgot to talk about, speaking of kitties, my favorite shirt at the 500. So I always look and see if I can find a really cool shirt. And I'll throw this one up there. There was a guy who made his own shirt. He's got a really fat cat. And as you'll see, it says Rolling Fatties. And he said that the photo kept getting sent to him over and over and over again. And so he finally just had his sister make the shirt for him, or sister-in-law, um, and just said "Rolling Fatties." His cat's name is Fatty, so it just made sense. So there's that. All right, let me get Josh's notes pulled up because Josh and I made the deck that's happened this week, and Josh can't be here, like I said. He's out learning how to make um, quiche. Um,
Oh, cool.
I'm just kidding. That's not what he's doing. I have no idea what he's doing, but
I was
we'll just
thinking of like Williams Sonoma. They have like cooking classes and you can buy pans there. I was like, oh, he's actually
he.
learning how to make some quiche.
Oh, and you can do that at Sur la Table. They have nice cooking classes too. So he might be doing it. I don't know. I doubt it, but it could happen.
I thought it was
Um,
real.
yeah, I gotcha. Just kidding. Okay, so um, his first note is do 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 do. If you thought Quandrix likes numbers, wait till you see this shit. So here we go. You ready? Here we go. We have success is a numbers game. Turns out you're outnumbered. We've got a bracket 2 deck that is all about numbers. So, um, our commander is Talion the Kindly Lord. For two, a blue and a black, you get a Fairy Noble with flying. As Talion the Kindly Lord enters the battlefield, choose a number between 1 and 10. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value, power, or toughness equal to the chosen number, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. So all of these cards have to do with numbers, and we're sticking to that. So we've got 90 cards in the deck already, so we're only missing 10. And we do have a quite a nice group of like maybe cards. So we'll see if maybe we had the same ideas on a couple cards. So we'll go ahead with Bone Cash Overseer for 1. You get a Squirrel Warlock 1/1 with tap, pay 1 life, draw a card, activate only if 3 or more cards left your graveyard this turn, or if you've sacrificed a food this turn. Exhibition Tidecaller for a blue 0/2 Djinn Wizard with Opus. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills 3 cards. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, that player mills 10 cards instead. Nat Miser for 1 black, 1/1 Rat Shaman. Each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 1. Harmonized Trio for a blue, a 1/1 Merfolk Bard Wizard with tap. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. This creature becomes prepared. The prepared side is 1 blue Brainstorm. Instant, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from the top of your hand onto the top of your library in any order. Ingenious Prodigy for X and a blue. 0/1 Human Wizard with Skulk. This creature enters with X+1/+1 counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, if this creature has 1 or more 1/1 counters on it, you may remove a 1/1 counter from it. If you do, draw a card. Avon Heartstabber for a black and a blue. 1/1 Bird Assassin with flying. As long as there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard, Avon gets +2/+2 and has Death Touch. When Avon dies, mill 2 cards, then draw a card. Cunning Nightbonder for 2. You can either pay 2 blue, 2 black, or combo. 2/2 Human Rogue with Flash. Spells with Flash you cast cost 1 less to cast and can't be countered. Imrakul's Messenger for 1 in a blue, 2/1 Eldrazi Fairy Rogue, Devoid. This card has no color. Flying. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token with sacrifice this creature, add a colorless mana. Mischievous Mystic for 1 in a blue, a 2/1 Human Wizard with flying. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying. Ultras Obnoxious Octopus. Say that 18 times fast. For a 1 in a blue, you get a 2/1 Octopus with whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 8 mana was spent to cast it, put 8 +1/+1 counters on Ultros. Detective of the Month for 2 in a blue is a 2/3 human detective with Ascend. So if you don't know what Ascend is, like me, Ascend is if you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. Keith, what's the city's blessing?
If you
Is it
control
is it
10 or
different
more,
for is it different for every like creature? Because on this one it says as long as you have the city's blessing, detectives you control can't be blocked. Right,
Correct.
Sam? So it's different for
oh,
each creature. You just kind of
Yep.
okay.
And it's permanent too.
yeah.
There's like so far in the entire Magic like cards, once you have the blessing, you'll never lose it.
Okay, cool. And then the other effect that Detective of the Month has is whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 white and blue detective creature token. Emmett Silk Unsundered for 1, a blue and a black, a 2/4 Elder Wizard with Vigilance. Whenever Emmett enters or attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 14 or more cards in your graveyard, you may transform Emmett. So let's flip him. Uh, the other side is Hades, Sorcerer of Eld, a 6/6 avatar with Vigilance, Echo of the Lost. During your turn, you may play cards from your graveyard. If a card or token would be put into your graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Then we've got Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper, another hard one to say. For 1, a blue and a black, a 2/4 Human Druid ally with lifelink. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token with this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. Go-Go, Master of Mimicry for 2 and a blue, a 2/4 wizard with XX tap. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control X times. You may choose new targets for the copies. This ability can't be copied, and X can't be 0. Min, Wily Illusionist for 1 and 2 blue. Sorry, my phone is in the way. A 1/3 Gnome Wizard with whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 blue illusion creature token with this creature gets +1/+0 for each other illusion you control. Whenever an illusion you control dies, you may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to that creature's power from your hand onto the battlefield. Nadir's Nightblade, 2 and a black. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It's a 1/3. Raven Eagle for 2 and a black is a 2/3 bird assassin. Scary. With flying, and whenever this creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card is exiled this way, create a clue token. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Foggy Swamp Hunters for 3 and a black is a 3/4 Human Ranger ally. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, this creature has lifelink and menace. I don't know if you guys are catching a sub theme yet, but there's a sub theme to this deck. Gixen Puppeteer for 3 and a black is a 4/3 Phyrexian Warlock. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Then, when Gixen Puppeteer dies, return another target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Gothmog, Morgul Lieutenant for 3 and a black is a 3/3 human soldier. When this creature enters the battlefield, amass Orcs 1, create tokens, creature tokens, good lord, you control have death touch. Homunculus Horde, one of my favorite cards ever. For 3 and a blue is a 2/2 Homunculus. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature. Locust Miser for 2 and 2 black is a 2/2 Rat Shaman. Each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 2. Mirkwood Bats, 3 and a black, 2/3 bat. Flying, whenever you create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life. Tree of Perdition for 3 and a black is a 0/13 plant. Defender, tap it, exchange target opponent's life total with this creature's toughness. 20-Toed Toad is a 3 and a blue 3/3 frog wizard with your maximum hand size is 20. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on 20-Toed Toad and draw a card. Whenever 20-Toed Toad attacks, you win the game if there are 20 or more counters on it and you have 20 or more cards in your hand. Doc Ock, Sinister Scientist for 4 and a blue is a 4/5 human scientist villain. As long as there are 8 or more cards in your graveyard, Doc Ock has base power and toughness 8/8. As long as you control another villain, Doc Ock has hexproof. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Marvo Deep Operative for 3, a blue and a black is a 1/8 Octopus Rogue. Whenever Marvo Deep Operative attacks, clash with defending player. Whenever you win a clash, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value 8 or less without paying its mana cost. Sam, what is clash?
I have never actually dealt with it.
Keith, do you know what clash is?
I think it's 2 players reveal the top card of their library and highest mana value wins.
Yep. It's pretty cool.
And then draw a card.
Yeah, if you don't No, the decks that I play, I love playing decks with little tiny mini games in them, and that's a fun little mini game. That's like war inside Magic. It's crazy.
And apparently, you can also then each player can either put that card on top or on bottom.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Um, Artemis All Seeing for 3 and 3 blue is a Sphinx, is a 4/5 Sphinx with flying. Pay 2 and a blue, tap it, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Whenever Artemis All Seeing deals damage to an opponent, you may reveal your hand. If cards with at least 6 different converted mana costs are revealed this way, that player loses the game. Calidus Assassin for 4, a blue and a black is a 3/3 shapeshifter assassin with flash and polymorphine. You may have Calidus Assassin enter the battlefield tapped as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it has when this creature enters the battlefield, destroy up to one other target creature with the same name as this creature. Fun way to deal with someone's commander. Garuda, Doom of Depths for 4 and a hybrid pip of blue black and another hybrid pip of blue black. You've got a Demon Kraken 6/6 with companion. We can't really worry about that. When Garuda enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library onto the graveyard. Put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Dr. Octopus, Master Planner for 5 blue and a black, is a human scientist villain that is a 4/8. Other villains you control get +2/+2. Your maximum hand size is 8. At the beginning of your end step, if you have fewer than 8 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference. Junkwinder for 5 and 2 blue is a 5/6 serpent with affinity for tokens, so this spell costs 1 less to cast for each token you control. Whenever a token enters the battlefield under your control, tap target non-land permanent an opponent controls. It doesn't untap during the controller's next untap step. We're going to move on to sorceries. We've got 10 of them. Diabolic Vision for a blue and a black is a sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, the rest to the top of your library in any order. Lively Dirge, 1 and a black, is one of the spree cards. So you can pay an extra 1, search your library for a card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. And then you can pay an extra 2, return up to 2 creature cards with total mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Mathemagics, as if we didn't have enough numbers. For XX and 2 blue, target player draws 2 X cards. So have fun with that one. Demonic Bargain for 2 and a black. Exile the top 13 cards of your library, then search your library for a card. Put that card in your hand, then shuffle. Grasping Tentacles for 1, a blue and a black. Sorcery, target opponent mills 8 cards. You may put an artifact card from that player's graveyard into the battlefield under your control. Baron's Spite for 2, a blue and a black. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by 1 player. That player chooses and sacrifices one of them. Return the other to its owner's hand. Blasphemous Edict for 3 and 2 black. You may pay black instead, or rather than pay this spell's mana cost. If there are 13 or more creatures on the battlefield, each player sacrifices 13 creatures of their choice. Aberrant Return, 4 and 2 black. Put 1, 2, or 3 target creature cards from graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. Each of them enters with an additional -1/-1 counter. Hex for 4 and 2 black. Destroy 6 target creatures. Army of the Damned for 5 and 3 black. Create 13 tap 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Flashback 7 and 3 black. Let's move on to instance. Trying to go quick. Spell Stare for a blue, counter target spell with mana value 2. Counter Squall, blue and a black. Counter target non-creature spell, its controller loses 2 life. Dimir Charm, blue and a black. Choose 1. Counter target sorcery spell or destroy target creature with power 2 or less. Or look at the top 3 cards of target player's library, then put 1 back and the rest onto that player's graveyard. Disdainful Stroke, 1 and a blue. Counter target spell with mana value 4 or greater. Drown in the Lock, blue and a black. Choose 1. Counter target spell with mana value less than or equal to the number of cards in controller's graveyard. Destroy target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. Unwind, 2 and a blue. Counter target non-creature spell. Untap up to 3 lands. Artifacts, we've got Arcane Signet for 2. Tap it, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Midnight Clock for 2 and a blue. Tap it, add a blue. Pay 2 and a blue. Put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. When the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, then draw 7 cards, exile Midnight Clock. Miser's Cage for 3, colorless. At end of target opponent's upkeep, if that player has 5 or more cards in hand, Miser's Cage deals 2 damage to him or her. Nettle Cyst for 3 is a living weapon. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and/or enchantment you control. Equip it for 2. Thopter Fabricator for 2 and a blue. Flying. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Crew 2. Enchantments. Sphinx's Tutelage for 2 and a blue. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. If they're both non-land cards that share a color, repeat this process. For 5 and a blue, you can also draw a card, then discard a card. Teferi's Tutelage for 2 and a blue. When Teferi's Tutelage enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent mills 2 cards. The Toymaker's Trap for 2 and a black. At the beginning of your upkeep, secretly choose a number between 1 and 5 that hasn't been chosen. If you do, an opponent guesses which number you choose. Then you reveal that number you choose. If they guessed wrong, they lose life equal to the number they guessed, and you draw a card. If they guessed right, sacrifice the Toymaker's Trap. And then we have Leyline of Anticipation for 2 and 2 blue. If Leyline of Anticipation is in your opening hand, you may begin your game with it on the field. You may cast spells as though they had flash. Then our lands, we've got 32 of them. The special lands, we've got Blast Zone. This land enters with a charge counter on it. Tap it, add a colorless. Pay X, and tap it. Put X charge counters on this land. Pay 3 and tap it. Sacrifice this land. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of charge counters on this land. Dark Slick Shores. Dark Slick Shores enters the battlefield unless you enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer lands. Tap it to add a blue or a black. We've got Islands with a hidden 0 in the art. Morphic Pool. Morphic Pool enters the battlefield tapped unless you control or unless you have 2 or more opponents. You can tap to add a blue or a black. Shipwreck Marsh enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. Tap to add a blue or a black. Sunken Hollow, tap to add a blue or a black. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. And then we have our swamps with the hidden 0s in the art. And that's what we have so far. So we're dealing with a lot of numbers, and we are missing 2 cards that I don't know how we're missing them. So the first card that we need to add real fast, and then
okay. Most of the picks that I had were mostly creatures.
Okay.
For this theme.
So the 2 cards that we had to add, and I'm sorry, I don't know how they didn't go in. Triskaidekaphile. So for 1 and a blue is a human wizard creature. 1/3. You have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game. Pay 3 and a blue to draw a card. And then the other card that was somehow not on here, that should have been on here, is Triskaidekaphobia. So for 3 and a black, it's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose 1. Each player with exactly 13 life loses the game. Then each player gains 1 life. Each player with exactly 13 life loses the game. Each player loses 1 life. So there you go. So a lot of numbers in the text boxes. There's a reason why we don't have a Soul Ring. Soul Ring doesn't have any numbers. There's a reason why we have Arcane Signet. Arcane Signet has the word 1 in the box. So we kind of got around the rule on that one. But yeah, there's 92 cards. I've talked a lot. Do you guys have any cards you'd like to add to this deck?
Yep. I've got another octopus.
Yes.
It is Octavia, Living Thesis. 8 blue, legendary creature, elemental octopus, 8/8. This spell costs 8 less to cast if you have 8 or more instants and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, ward 8, and magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, target creature has base power and toughness 8/8 until end of turn.
I absolutely love that, and I'm sure Josh would as well.
And I've got I guess it's a synergy piece for everything. Krang the All Powerful, 4 in a blue, legendary artifact creature, Ultram Robot, 3/3. If a player drawing a card causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. And whenever a player draws their second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on Krang.
Nice.
You can put Soul Ring in this.
Which one?
The revised edition. It specifically says add
Ooh.
2 colorless.
Let's see.
Let's
Let's see. What is? Let's see if we can find.
It's an old one, white border.
Oh, yes. There we go.
That's the cheapest version I could find too. I
Ooh.
figured you didn't want the $102 version.
There we go. I love it. I love it.
Okay, I want
We're
to
off
see
by
if these
5.
count.
Okay.
Singularity Rupture, 3 blue, black, sorcery. Destroy all creatures, then any number of target players each mill half their library rounded down. Does that count?
Let's see.
It is a sorcery.
Yeah, blue,
It's a
black,
sorcery?
sorcery.
Yeah, it's right there. Any, each, half. Does that count?
And it says the word number in it. So I'm going to let it count. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to let it count. I don't like that one, but we'll let it count for now.
Okay.
Got
I was
4
gonna
more
say
spots.
put Black Vice in, but your whole goal is to make it to where they've got literal. I think it goes against what you're trying to do because you've got Nat Miser and all that, and it basically says, "Hey, they take X damage," which is like so. How many cards they have in their hand? -3 or something like that. So I don't know if that.
There's a tag called like Formula X minus something that you can find. I tried searching for it a minute ago, but it was rough. I have a control card, Trap the Trespassers, 2 in a blue, instant, Secret Council. Each player secretly votes for a creature you don't control. Then those votes are revealed. For each creature with 1 or more votes, put that many stun counters on it, then tap it.
Nice. I like it.
Go along with the toy maker there.
Yep.
And I've got a recursion.
Okay.
Victimize, 2 and a black sorcery. Choose 2 target creature cards in your graveyard. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped.
Awesome. Sam, got anything?
How many artifacts do you have?
6.
Okay, never mind.
But we could have more because we can create Thopters and things like that. So if
Well,
you're
I was thinking about adding the Tezzeret Agent of Bolas Planeswalker, but that's just because this -4 target player loses X life and you gain X life, where X is twice the number of artifacts you control.
okay.
But
Okay.
you only got 6 and maybe not worth it.
Yeah. Keith.
I have 2 cards, and both of
Uh-oh.
them are second card draw matters.
Okay.
Actually, let's see if you can guess which is which. I'll read the text box. Flying. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, blank connives. And the other one, flash flying. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. And it has 3 in a blue. Each player draws a card.
Malcolm.
And
Are they Malcolms?
Sam? No. But they are 2 mana.
Oh.
And they're flying. Sam? Okay, the connive card is Ledger Shredder. And then the other card is Fairy Mastermind. So Fairy Mastermind would draw more cards, but Ledger Shredder would grow, and it's also like card advantage.
Let's see.
Fairy Mastermind.
We've got a lot of creatures.
Yeah.
So
we need to win though. We gotta be attacking.
Yeah.
I'd say up to 40 is decent. So one of those, we can cut one of those. Either or. They're both really, really solid. And that's basically all I've looked up. I closed out some tabs that weren't like eligible.
I think maybe we don't add Fairy Mastermind just because we're trying to be the ones that draw multiple cards. So I know you can pay three and a blue, and each player draws a
Hmm.
card, but I think we don't want our opponents drawing a second card. See what I'm saying?
Um,
And they've got like we've got other cards in here that want to make their hand size
so
smaller. So
do you want to add a
What?
creature or do you want to add an enchantment?
um
I think we're good on creatures.
yeah, let's do an enchantment.
You could do Teferi's Ageless Insight.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
Let's
Is that the
see.
same thing as tutelage, basically?
No. You
What
basically, whenever you
the
draw a card, you draw two
Uh,
instead.
I know there's like two Teferi's tutelages that mill off of card draw. I don't know
That
what
might
the other
not,
one's
it might
called.
not fit the rhetoric, so I don't know.
let's see. If you would draw a card except for the first
No, I'd
one,
say that's fine.
you draw on each of your draw steps, draw two. That works for me. And we've
Yeah,
got numbers in it and everything
Yeah.
like that. So that works perfect.
The
that
other one would be
that
Consecrated Sphinx, but again, that's you'd have to make a creature,
Yeah.
also Vin Wix, that like homunculus from Aether Drift.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's homunculus. It's like V and W. V
VNW.
and yeah,
Oh yeah, verbose
verbose
host.
host. Let's check it out.
If you guys see it, let me know. My eyes are not working.
I
Oh,
gotta
it's
blow
second.
this
There
up.
it is.
Start your
If you
engines. You have no maximum hand size.
Anyway,
Max speed. If you would draw a card, draw two cards instead. Um,
mm,
he's a
I
homunculus.
think we're okay without him.
Ugh, yeah, that's
I
fine.
like him. I'm gonna put him in our considering pile. So, do you guys want to see what we were considering?
Yeah, I kind of looked, didn't we?
Sort of. So it was on accident, by the way. We had Sadisi, Region of the Mire. Vin Wixt is in there now. Forensic Gadgeteer. Arkham Dagson. So Arkham Dagson's super fun.
yeah.
Um, and then artifacts we were considering were Ivory Tower, Time Sieve, Simulacrum Synthesizer, Staff of Completion, Vinzer's Journal. Enchantments, we had Nightmares and Daydreams. Super
Hmm.
fun. Inexorable Tide is the other one. So um, those kind of didn't make it, but it's okay. So um,
Too bad
looking
you
at
didn't
this
have one
deck,
extra spot. I think Lighthouse Chronologist would work very well with the deck. You might want to add that to considering. If you
yeah,
like numbers, that's a lot of numbers.
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse Chronologist. That's an expensive card.
It's very powerful.
Let's
Yes, of
see what it
course.
does if I can find
The
it. There it
second,
is.
yep, right
Oh,
there.
Yep. For one and a blue,
Look at all those
level up,
numbers.
pay an extra one. uh, 4, 6, 7 plus at the beginning of each end step. If it's not your turn, take an extra turn after this one. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Move to considering. So let's go through. We kind of already set this one up. Still a bracket two. Um, yeah.
dang! You can have up to 3 extra turns in bracket two. I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah.
Sheesh.
We've got +1/+1 counters, affinity, artifacts, budget, casual, demir, jank, mill, webcam friendly. You guys want to see if we're missing anything? I don't know if we are. Um, if you see something, let me know and I'll try and add it.
See, I doubt it. Oh, Formula X -1. I don't think that's well.
Yeah, that's not. That's. I don't
I was
think
just
that's one.
trying to. I was trying to search for that in Scryfall, and I was having a hard time.
Oh, okay. Land destruction, lands matter, legends matter. Scroll and
I would
feed.
say this is mid range.
Okay, I trust you.
Ugh.
Um,
Nah, we good.
all right.
Yeah.
And then we've already got the title on here. We've already got the subtitle on here. So again, success is a numbers game, and then the subtitle is turns out you're outnumbered. So,
Hmm,
um,
hmm,
yeah,
hmm.
this is a deck. that while we were building it, Josh and I were like, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do," and it was funny because we were sending each other like I was adding cards while Josh was sending them, and he was sending me the cards that I was already adding. It was crazy. Like we were on the same like wavelength while we were doing this, but um, I'm excited.
Man,
That's like a deck that I want to bring to a table. So
yeah,
it's always fun
it's
when you
hard
can
to
go
it's
ahead.
hard to search for some of those cards. You've got to like search for one, but also first
Hmm.
or two or second or three or third.
Yep.
That's a
Yeah, we're
lot of
trying to.
separate searches there.
It's a lot to have to pay attention to, but I like it because sometimes I feel like when I'm playing the game, if I don't have stuff like that to pay attention to, I'll like zone out and then not pay attention to what's going on and I'll miss triggers or something like that. That one kind of keeps you on your toes where you really have to be paying attention
Yeah,
and like,
definitely feels a little more rewarding to play too. Like,
yeah,
oh, if I get four or five or X this, X that on this turn, then I get a little bit of a boost. That's pretty fun.
yeah. And there's a couple of things where like you're kind of rolling the dice. Like you could really screw yourself and like lose the game if you don't play something just right. So it's one of those, chess kind of decks where sometimes there's little laid back type decks and uh it's one that I'm excited to add to the add to the rotation and I'll probably add all the considering cards like off to the side too. Um that way, you can kind of switch it up sometimes if you want to as well. Um, we forgot to deal a couple hands, but I feel pretty good about it. Um, I'll deal a couple hands off screen real quick and see
Rip.
how we're looking. It looks good. It looks good. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So, uh, what's everybody's plans for this upcoming week? Anybody have anything coming up?
Mm, just trying to ride my bike. Then I'm gonna watch my brother's cat next week. I don't
Nice.
know. I did order a couple decks
Really?
recently, but
Okay.
I'm waiting for like 20 separate packages. So that
Okay.
might take a while to get in.
You order from TCG Player.
No, I did Mana Pool.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard great
They're
things about them.
they're like the best at optimizing like your cart. I don't know,
Yeah,
it's very straightforward.
that's awesome.
Because every other website you go to like buy large list and it's like $200 in shipping.
Yeah.
But this one, it changed things around to where I was only paying like 20 or 30 bucks in shipping total, which is really good.
Nice. I forgot to bring up and shout out Indie Collectors Emporium. They had Ryan Benjamin do a uh Absolute Green Arrow cover for them
Ooh,
and brought him in and he was doing some signings and Grifter is my brother Dylan's favorite comic book creature. He used to draw like I remember when he was super young drawing him and all this kind of stuff. So uh, I was fortunate enough to be able to ask him like off to the side, "Hey, could I commission you to do a Grifter drawing?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, I'll do it." And I didn't tell Dylan that I was doing it, and I was like, "Hey, Dylan, can you record him doing this?" And so Dylan recorded him the entire time, and like start to finish, it was like maybe 25 minutes for him to draw like a crazy bust. And at the end, Dylan was like, "Man, what are you gonna do with this?" And I said, "What am I gonna do with it?" I said, "You're the one that has to figure out what frame you're gonna put it in." So it was super cool, and we went over to Hobby Lobby afterwards, and he got to pick out a
Oh
frame,
my
and
God.
yeah, he's super stoked to put it up on the wall. So
That's awesome.
um, it was an awesome time. So just want to thank Indie Collectors Emporium and Ryan Benjamin for doing that. Um, and yeah, so for this week, I have the PFFUI conference. So it's the Professional Firefighters Union of Indiana conference. It's actually like the 50th anniversary conference. So it'll be kind of cool to be a part of the 50th conference. So that's Wednesday through Friday. Um, and then I don't know if I have other stuff going on. I'm sure I do. Uh, but yeah, that's what I've got coming up this week. Um, so if you're gonna be there, I'll say hi. And then it'd be
Mhm.
cool. Find some people that are wanting to play Magic at that conference. I don't know
That'd
if
be
we
cool.
will. But
Crank out some games there.
yeah, it'd be sick. Um, and then next episode, let me pull out our 32 deck challenge. See where we're at. We've got green and white. So Keith and Sam, you are in charge of green and white next week. Um, that's what we've got, and then we've only got one two-color deck left after that one. So white and black is the last combo that we have to do after you guys do green and white. So um, Josh and I will work on white and black that following week, and then guys, after that, we've only got we've it right now we only have 6 decks left, and then we will have completed the 32 deck challenge. So um, and then look at all these. I don't know if you'll be able to read it, but like all of these are extra decks that we've made that already were filled in. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 12 or so decks that we've made that don't fit into the challenge because we've already filled that spot. So I think it'd be cool at some point to like make a Hexproof from Ward 32 deck challenge like shirt with all of the decks on the back, like the
That'd be
names,
kind of
like
cool.
who the commanders were and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. So stay tuned for that. We still have that $50 Card Slinger gift card that we need to do a giveaway for. So we'll figure out what we're going to do with that. Keep an eye out on our socials, and maybe you'll win a $50 Card Slinger gift card. If you don't know what a card slinger is, it's an awesome way to be able to scan your cards and add them to your collection. Yeah, Sam's got his up there. I've got mine right there on the shelf. It's really cool.
Yeah, I had one. I
And
gave it to Josh.
yeah, yep,
But my friend at work printed it, so not
yeah,
Card Slinger brand.
not card slinger brand, but still cool. And with that, does this episode with slinging cards and having fun? Does this episode resolve?
Slinging numbers and cards. I say yes.
All right,
Yes, it resolves.
awesome. We'll see you all next week. Thanks. Bye.
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 Thanks. Bye. Wow. Sorry, guys.
Bye.
Have a good week. I'll see you
Bye-bye.
later. I gotta go to bed. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hexproof from Ward. If you liked what you heard, you can continue to listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can give us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. We'll see you next week.